Okay, so I've brought you guys some games against some of my friends. I figured let's go ahead and play an actual ladder game. So there's no guarantee it'll be a commonly played deck or not, but it looks like we're up against a Druid, so it'll probably be something pretty standard. Against Druid, we really want to get the Shade of Noxramas or Ramp. So we're going to go ahead and mulligan all this. Alright, those are pretty good cards to start off with. Now we can innervate out the Shade, which is normally a very good play. I also really like the idea of a turn 4 Emperor Thaurissan, but I think the Shade is too good to pass up. And we just gotta hope that we draw into another Innervate or a Wild Growth sometime soon. Or at least draw into playing on curve with, another Shade, or at least a piloted Shredder. Okay, Wrath doesn't do too much for us right now, but it might come in handy later. At least it's something that's cheap enough for us to play. Alright, he's got a Wild Growth too, so we're on even footing. I'd say that maybe it still slightly favors us right now. He's effectively going first now that he has the Wild Growth, but we got out a very early start on the Shade of Noxramas, and we have Keeper of the Grove that might come in handy. We're probably going to play this next turn regardless, just to get something out on the field. If he coins out a Belcher, we can silence it and kill it. If he plays a piloted Shredder, maybe we silence it. I'm not sure, actually. We might also want to Wrath it. Okay, so do we want to silence it, or do we want to Wrath it? Or something else? If we silence it, we want to kill it off. Because if we don't kill it off, it trades really nicely with our Druid, with our Keeper of the Grove. I think we're gonna Wrath it. I'm not gonna reveal this yet. In case he plays a Sludge Belcher, it'll be really nice to take out the first half of the Sludge Belcher. If I revealed this to kill the 1/2, it would have died the swipe. I'm not sure that's very strong. Okay, we're playing a little bit off curve here, but I think this is the clear play. We need to kill this. Thaurissan is far too strong to just leave up like that. Now he probably has a swipe. If he's got a swipe, he's going to clean this up really easily. But he might not. He might also Wrath and play a 4-drop. He's certainly got to deal with this 6-1. If he doesn't have a good way to deal with it, he's in big trouble. The good news is you can't use Big Game Hunter on it yet, at least. Okay, there's a Wrath for 1. You might also be able to get out a 5-drop. This is when you'd love to be Paladin and play Consecrate, but since we're not Paladin, I think we're going to play Emperor Thaurissan. Alright. It'll be interesting to see if he reveals one of those shades to kill the Keeper. He doesn't. Now next turn these will be 4/4. So that's 8 damage. 12 damage if included in a Force of Nature Savage Roar, which means he has a 26 damage Force of Nature Savage Roar. So we're still safe from that. Since we are safe from that, let's draw for our own cards. We don't have to worry about putting up a taunt yet. Now, do we want a Wild Growth? I think we do, because turn 9 we might want to play, or with 9 mana we might want to play Druid of the Claw and Sludge Belcher. So I think we're going to play a Wild Growth. By the way, I was analyzing Force of Nature Savage Roar because even if he only one of these 3 cards is a combo piece, he could play Force of Nature Savage Roar on turn 8, since he did play Thaurissan. Okay, let's see. Combo now does 14 plus 9 plus 4. So 14 plus 13, 27. We're still safe from that. So we can still play Dr. Boom if we want. Or we can go ahead and stick with our plan of Belcher and Druid of the Claw. I think we are going to play Belcher Druid of the Claw just because it curves out nicer. Next turn we can play a Silencer 2 damage plus a Dr. Boom. And we hope for no Black Knight here. Black Knight would really suck. But the meta's so fast right now, I don't think many people are playing it. His taunt is shinier than mine. Okay, we've got a choice here. We can either Wrath the 5/1 and draw, or we can play Keeper on it. Now we can clean up a lot if we Wrath for 1, if we Keeper, Wrath for 3, trade the Sludge Belcher into this, we can actually clear off both those minions and just leave Dr. Boom and company. That still gives us the mana to play a Druid of the Claw. Or we could play our own Dr. Boom, Keeper the Grove that, and pass. I think either way we're kind of in trouble if 3 of those cards end up being combo. I think we're going to go for our own Dr. Boom because Dr. Balanced is balanced. And we're not going to run these into each other. We'll just leave the taunt wall up and hope he doesn't have combo. Chain reaction, that only hits for 1. That's a pretty good result. Good to see we're not being comboed yet. Hit a minion for big damage here. Oh, that's not big damage. Okay, I think we want to draw and see what we get. Hopefully a swipe. Oh, Big Game Hunter is good too. So let's kill off that one. We know we want to do that. I think we also want to wrath this one. We've got a little bit of overkill, but that's okay. We can clean up the Sludge Belcher quite nicely. Now we're quite ahead on board, so we never really drew our combo pieces, but you don't necessarily need to draw your combo pieces quickly to win with this Druid deck. Sometimes you can just outvalue and get a bigger board. That's a pretty clutch Ancient of Lore for him. He was really low on cards. He needed that pretty bad. Hopefully that hurts him. Oh, we don't quite have lethal. Let's draw and see what we get. Another Force of Nature. So that's not necessarily what we wanted to draw, but I think it's okay. We can play this, and we'll just play the board control game. Oh man, a second Ancient of Lore. We kind of have to expect that he's got combo now. Oh, and we finally drew our combo. There we go. That's game. Combo, of course, 14 damage, plus 6 from the Drake. More than enough.